The Super Media Bros podcast is a founding member of the OddPods Media Network.
Super Media Bros.
Going in, it's about to be WrestleMania week. Any predictions?
Not right now, but I would imagine maybe at the end of this one we'll get into that a little bit. You could make your own WrestleMania with the video game we're going to talk about later, though.
I have already begun.
All right. Welcome to episode 218 of the Super Media Bros podcast. I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
We got video games to talk about. It's been a hot minute since we've had video games on the fucking podcast, so I think it's time we fulfill that.
I can't recall a time that I've talked about video games on here.
Yeah, I know. And I don't even remember, honestly, the last time that we had video games as a subject on here, so...
Which is so wild to think about.
I know. God, I'm so stupid.
Yeah, man, this is Super Media Bros, and we only talk about one medium?
Funny you bring that up. Let's get into some listener feedback, sir.
Oh, God.
This is a YouTube comment on our AEW Revolution 2022 review. The comment comes from a user named Acolyte Anonymous, which is really fucking funny considering we're about to talk about some wrestling shit later, and then it's on a wrestling pay-per-view review. Because the Acolytes, the APA. And I quote, "What happened to this show? The variety of topics in media is now only movies and wrestling? Episodes were fantastic up until recently. The spirit and charm is gone." Well, Acolyte Anonymous.
You mean like 3 episodes in a row, maybe? Dog, we just talked about music like, what, a couple of weeks before that?
I'm pretty sure. But I think it's hilarious. Like, this shit's funny to me. I'm like, dude, come on, up until recently. Bro, where you been?
Is it weird that I'm mildly more amused?
No, I'm very amused. I think it's fucking hilarious. Like, this shit's funny. It's like, dude, allow me to retort on a video game episode.
Yeah. Okay, well, now you got what you wanted, I guess.
I mean, if he's even listening to this, because he probably canceled us already. He's like, oh, these guys only talk about wrestling and movies. You're fucking canceled. All right, cool, buddy. That's awesome.
I mean, you're the one that clicked on the video and then got disappointed in the fact that it's a video about wrestling.
Okay. I know. That's what's fucking hilarious too. But it's cool. This next one actually comes from @Mexigun on Twitter. And it says, I just checked out Super Media Bros episode of Superman 4. And honestly, as a 7 to 8 year old, I wore this movie out on VHS. One of my childhood favorites. As an adult, I won't rewatch it because I don't want to ruin those childhood memories. Does that make sense?
I actually have a lot of movies like that.
Yeah, I do too. And I'll read further. Again, as a child, Superman 1 and 2 were before my time, and I thought Superman 3 was a little goofy. But Superman 4 felt like my movie. Good guy versus bad guy, and it worked for me.
Okay.
And I don't have the reply right in front of me, but I do remember saying that, yes, that does make total sense because you want to preserve in your mind that memory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of how, as a child, I was like, oh man, Batman and Robin. Cool. We're going to get all these villains on screen, these superheroes, and then you rewatch it years later and you're just like, why did I like that piece of shit? Maybe it was the Taco Bell talking.
Dude, how many times has a review started and I would say, man, I haven't seen this in forever and I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, same.
No, it makes total sense.
No, for sure. We also put out on Twitter, okay, peeps, we're going to be recording our video game episode this week, and we're talking Ghostwire Tokyo, WWE 2K22, Kirby in the Forgotten Land, and some retro games. I assume we're going to be leading into that kind of conversation. Said, comment below what you're playing right now or what your favorite game is and why, and we'll read it out on here. The Wait What podcast, what's up, guys? all the way across the pond, sir.
Oh.
Yeah. Smashing through WWE 2K22. Massive improvement from 2K20, and the My Faction is a game changer.
That's actually a feature I haven't checked out yet. I've been playing everything else, but I haven't gotten to that.
See, and I have yet to play the game, so you'll get to, like, just fill me in. You'll get me the 411 on that shit. I understood that reference. What's up, guys? Again, way the fuck across the pond. I've been playing the Uncharted games recently. Uncharted 4 is truly a technical and gaming masterpiece. I also played Sonic 1 through Knuckles in anticipation for the new movie, and because they are games that never ever get old. I really can't argue there. I still go back and play the old Sega Genesis Sonic the Hedgehog games because I still like old platform gaming a lot. And I know this is about to be a podcast name that you haven't heard in a very long time. Do you remember the Faves of Our Lives?
Yeah.
Okay, so Brittany from the Faves of Our Lives, yeah, she comments, she goes, haven't played any lately because, well, parenthood, which, trust me, there's some times where I go for a while without playing, but then when I pick it back up, I'm all over that shit.
I don't have kids, so.
It is cool. However, I love the Tomb Raider games, old and new, God of War, and the Batman Arkham games. If we're talking Nintendo, I'm going Kirby and Donkey Kong.
Okay, yeah.
Online play, I go for Battlefield or The Division, which these are all fantastic fucking games and series, man. I mean, shit, we're about to talk about a Kirby game here in a little bit.
We are, yeah.
And I can say right now that every one of the Batman Arkham games were just phenomenal.
Absolutely, dude. Like, I loved all three of them. I'm really looking forward to Gotham Knights.
Yeah, dude. I mean, they're all replayable. Well, 4 of them, really. You had Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins, and then Arkham Knight. It's like, holy shit, dude. But they all are so good.
Absolutely. Even the younger voices that they picked for those roles.
Dude.
That's what a younger version of Batman and Joker would probably sound like. A little less seasoned.
Troy Baker does a great Joker.
He fucking does.
That dude's just a good voice actor, though.
Did you see him do a read of the Killing Joke monologue at, like, I want to say it was at a some kind of convention?
I've seen Troy Baker and a lot of other voice actors do this kind of stuff. It was like Emerald City Con or something like that, where they read through a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, something like that.
Dude, those guys and gals are so fucking talented. You know, like, I've always talked about, it'd be fun to do voice acting, but dude, those people,
they're just built.
Oh my God, yeah, they are. Trevor from Catching Up on Cinema, what's up, dude? Says, playing Elden Ring like everyone else right now. But my favorite game ever, like everyone else over 30, is probably Mega Man X. Good pick, too. Mega Man was one of those series as a kid where I was like, man, fuck this shit. It's hard as fuck. But going back and playing it when I'm older and understanding it, I fucking love those games, too. One of the best soundtracks in gaming, revolutionary gameplay mechanics, super tight controls, gorgeous design, and art. It's the total package. And then he leaves a gif of fucking Lex Luger. You know your way to our hearts, sir. All those good wrestling gifs, they'll get me every fucking time. But yeah, so one guy that was severely disappointed, another guy that found some charm in an old set of movies that we covered. And apparently a lot of people that I didn't realize play games are playing games. Like, I knew some of them did, but I was sitting here going, you know what? Maybe we're not so alone.
Yeah.
So I say let's keep this train rolling and start talking about some of these games. Like,
okay.
I know I bought this game specifically for my son, but I played a little bit of it, and then I showed you some of the gameplay and like the trailer of Kirby and the Forgotten Land for the Switch.
Dude, it looks so good.
It's wholesome as fuck, man. I mean, if you really sit and think about it, for this current generation console, it's Nintendo. We've had our classic characters so far. We've had Mario get Mario Odyssey. Link has had Breath of the Wild.
Which was so good.
Dude, I cannot wait for the sequel to come out next year. Holy fuck. But me and you were talking about how we really grew up on like some of the older Kirby games. Like Kirby's Adventure was the first video game that I ever beat, like from start to finish. And you had mentioned playing the
Nightmare in Dreamland, dude.
Yeah, that was basically like for the Game Boy Advance, it was a remake of Kirby's Adventure with some updated graphics and a few other things on it. But
I fucking loved that game.
it is such a great video game, man. And Kirby is such a fun character. He's my favorite Nintendo character. Like, I love Mario and all that shit, and I love Link, but Kirby's my jam. I think it's just the perfect combination of the Japanese like culture of like the kawaii kind of shit.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to say anything, you know? He just kind of emotes and he's just there, and you just get what he's all about.
Yeah, honestly, Kirby is just a vibe. He's somebody that you just want to hang out with.
Dude, don't take him to a buffet though.
No, but
you get his money worth. But
yeah,
what was it like for you? Like, what was that your first Kirby game?
Yeah, God, it was probably one of my first dozen games, period. We didn't do like gaming until I was probably like 6. You know, don't ask me why. I don't know if it was like a money thing or if it was just, I don't know. But I finally got a Game Boy whenever I was like 6. And don't get me started on DVD players. I didn't get that shit until I was like 8. I don't know. That shit's fucking weird to me.
Like it was kind of backwards?
Not even just backwards. It's just like we were always so slow to the punch. I don't know why my parents did that. Like, we didn't get Netflix until Daredevil season 1 dropped.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. In fact, that was the thing. I was like, can we get Netflix? For what? Daredevil? Okay, and I want to watch Daredevil. It's Marvel. I want to see this. Don't you have that movie? No, it's not that. No. And they finally broke and got it. Ask me if I streamed that whole fucking thing in one sitting.
Oh, dude.
Not even because of like the binging aspect of it, which the quality was absurd. Like, it's worth binging, but that wasn't why I did it. I did it because I was like, okay, they're probably going to cancel this subscription any second now, so let me fucking finish this. But no, like, Kirby, I want to say my first few video games, they were for Game Boy.
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Shut the fuck up, Siri. Okay, so first video games, let's see. I had gotten my Game Boy, and I got like a handful of games all at once. Let's see. It was Dragon Ball Z, The Legend of Goku, Lilo and Stitch, the video game, Hamtaro. I don't remember the side title, like the subtitle. I don't remember it. Something about love. I don't fucking know.
Was it Ham Heartbreak?
Yes. Ham Heartbreak. And then I probably got Kirby either like in that same little setting or maybe a little bit later. I don't remember, but it was about that time period. In fact, dude, what video game store was there whenever, just a timeline wise? Because I remember it felt like a fucking mini mall. It felt huge in that building.
Did you get it from GameStop?
No, dude. It was, the only thing that I could think of was, because you got to keep in mind my age and everything. What was a red circle with the white words in it?
Circuit City.
Circuit fucking City. Now, would they have sold Game Boys and whatnot?
Absolutely. I got a few of my video games from Circuit City when it was still open.
That's probably where it was then, because I remember like gray walls and just aisles upon aisles of video games.
Yeah, it was like a gray, white, and burgundy theme throughout the whole fucking
that's
store.
That's what it was then. Okay, Circuit City.
I bought WrestleMania 19 for the GameCube there, man.
Dude, because this is the thing. Little kid me was a fucking dumbass. I remember going on a field trip to see like a Native American ritual, like fucking, I don't know, some kind of musical, where it explained the culture of Native Americans and everything. And I remember a couple of years ago talking to my mom about it, and I was like, oh yeah, remember whenever we had a field trip way out there and they brought us to this Native American thing, blah, blah, blah. She was like, Devin, that was in Sulphur. That was literally across the street from like Flock of Five. And I was like, no, it was far. No, it wasn't. You just have no concept of distance. So for all I know, it wasn't Circuit City, but I'm fairly certain it was. But no, Kirby was one of my first games, period, man. I fucking loved it too. But still, to this day, I say fuck Lilo and Stitch the game, not because it was bad, but because it was too damn difficult for a goddamn toddler.
That's one thing I do have to give these games that are coming out. They're not hard. They're just challenging enough to make you feel like you've accomplished something, but also to let you have fun. Because I've gotten past that point in my life where, dude, I'm not about to sit here and get pissed off with some video games. I'm not about to get upset because I'm not having a fucking good time playing. I'm here to play to have fun and escape reality for a little while. But what better way to do that than with something from our childhood that has like a current gen makeover and it's 3D, which is the first 3D Kirby that was not like a side game. You know what I mean? It wasn't a spinoff or whatever the fuck. Because I mean, it's kind of like the Mario Odyssey of Kirby in a sense. Like you're still getting the dreamland kind of aspect, but this creature or this entity comes down and vortexes all these fuckers off and just throws them onto this new land. Like Kirby literally wakes up and you start the game on the shores of a beach and it's almost like Crash Bandicoot, but it's cool because he's running through and he's in like a mini mall and all this other kind of shit. And it's what they showed in the trailer, honestly. Like the first level is that. But some of the stuff that I thought was really cool about this game is that they expanded on the inhalation and the skill set. There's a couple of new abilities they threw into the game, which I thought was cool. One of them is like Ranger, where he's got like a little hat and his little like horn. It looks like an elephant gun kind of at his side or whatever. But there's some other shit on here where you can swallow a whole big ass light bulb, and those are mostly used in stages where you have to light just the path ahead of you to walk. You can inhale a soda machine, but he's like wrapped around it and firing off Coke cans at all the enemies and shit. And I think by far my favorite thing that I saw was the thing that I showed you on one of the gameplay pieces was the Kirby, where he fucking inhales the car.
Yeah, when you showed me that for the teaser trailer, I was like, okay, that's pretty funny. And then they showed it in the gameplay. I was like, whoa, wait, y'all weren't joking? I thought that was just a little visual gag for the trailer. No, it's in the fucking game.
Yeah, and is really neat because it doesn't replace the copy abilities because you still have the copy abilities or whatever. Like that's what makes Kirby Kirby. But to be doing shit like that where you can swallow, it's almost like a hula hoop or just a giant hoop. But when he exhales, it's almost like he's providing his own sail for like a boat, you know, and he pushes himself across water. There's one where he kind of hang glides and dude, I haven't made it through probably half the game. You know, so I'm not going to spoil anything. Obviously, like if you like Kirby, what I'm trying to say is this game is absolutely worth buying. Like right fucking now. Most video games are blind buys these days just because I think Redbox is kind of, it's there, but it's not. I don't really know anybody that uses Redbox anymore.
That blows my fucking mind. Because that's what took out Blockbuster and everything.
Yeah.
For us locally anyway.
Yeah, like that took it out and then streaming killed it, you know?
Yeah, it's fucking wild that the thing that killed Blockbuster is dying.
I don't know if the video game industry would thrive as hard, though, now that we're on that topic, because I'm sitting on the fence about Elden Ring because I've seen how difficult it is. And I just said that earlier. It's like, I don't want to spend 60 to 70 bucks on a video game where I'm going to keep repeatedly dying in the first 15 minutes of it.
You're paying to get your blood pressure up.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm not fucking doing that.
Yeah.
So I would rather have gone and rented it to try it. Mm-hmm. And if I don't like it, just delete the data off my PlayStation and return it and like, okay, I tried it and I don't really care to spend the money on it. Do you think the video game industry thrives because people have to blind buy stuff now? I mean, it's just as simple as like, you know, I mean, it's just as simple as like, say you bought the game. Here, borrow it for a couple weeks. Okay, cool. That's kind of quote unquote renting now. It's just borrowing the shit from your friends and seeing if you like it. But now we really all kind of blind buy these things, you know, and we'll get to the WWE video games, which goddamn, that's kind of a good example when we do get to it. But blind buying something you may or may not like, or if the game is good or not.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby is absolutely a win of a blind buy. You'll be happy. Your kids, if they like video games, they'll be happy with it. It's probably one of the best purchases I've made in a long time as far as a video game goes. So Kirby and the Forgotten Land, go check that shit out. It's on the Nintendo Switch. It's out now. There's a digital copy and physical copy. I bought a digital copy because I didn't want to go to the fucking store or Amazon.
See, I'm the exact opposite. I hate downloading video games just because it always took so fucking long.
Got that high-speed internet?
No. Now, to be very fair, I have not attempted it on the PlayStation 5. With the new hardware and everything, it might be a lot faster. I don't know.
Still on that dial-up, Shawnee?
Yes, sir.
I'm still on that dial-up, Shawnee G.
Get off the goddamn phone. I'm trying to Google something for homework.
God damn it. That's one thing about the 90s I do not miss. That's one thing about the early to mid-2000s that I do not miss.
Oh, dude, like I said earlier, we were late to the punch. That we dealt with that shit until about 7th grade, my dude. It was fucking miserable.
F's in the chat for AOL, everybody.
I still use AOL.
I know. I'm saying it's still around, but man, it ain't the same.
I always like think to myself whenever I send like a business email or something, I just picture one of the IT people being like, "Oh shit, guys, somebody just sent an email. I heard this is gonna happen, but I don't know what to do.
Do I click it?
Yeah, this guy's sending mail through us. Oh my god, our system works,
right?"
Which is so crazy to think about because I remember on the Spider-Man, like the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man VHS tape had like an AOL commercial on it.
And now we just sitting out here using our PlayStations and Xboxes to play our movies in
fucking 4K.
That's what I'm saying, man. But I guess, dude.
I see the look on your face and fuck you already.
All right. So I've been having a PS5 for about 4 months now. On a whim, I just happened to look at Twitter one day, and I follow a few accounts that are still to this day being like, "Hey guys, PS5 and Xbox Series drops are happening," because as we all know, as you all know that are out there listening that are playing video games, you may not even have one of these consoles yet. And I can't say that's going to get any better because for a multitude of reasons, including bots and all kind of shit, it's been extremely hard to get a hold of one of these consoles, in particular the PS5.
Especially like in person, like at a store. I was like, anytime I see the controller, it would remind me like, oh, these things aren't a myth.
Right. It's not just an urban legend. These things exist. Yeah, so this dude across from me, he shoots me a text message at like 8:30 one morning. It's like, I'm reading this shit too, so this isn't me going off memory. I've got screen caps. Might go on an adventure to get a PS5 tomorrow, to be honest. Quote, "I deserve this. Today I deserve this. Lego Batman." That's a great quote, by the way. That shit's fucking funny. That is also a reminder from us to you. Be good to yourself, treat yourself, reward yourself, okay?
Yeah.
Life ain't all about working and dying. Go have some goddamn fun, man.
I be trying. Dude, I was for real thinking about going all the way to like Beaumont, Baton Rouge, some bullshit.
Right. And that's why I was stopping you, because I know how you are. I mean, we're talking about a dude that drove all the way to Baytown, Texas for an exclusive Bang energy drink, okay?
I remember that. And the gas station was sold out. So I just got a regular Bang.
You went to the 7-Eleven in Baytown. I know which one you went to. It's across from the Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
So that's why I stopped this man from doing it, because I was like, no, he gonna drive to New Orleans and then he's gonna call me, "Hey, I don't know where I'm at." No, so seriously though.
And it's especially bad because I get overly like enthusiastic about shit.
And again, you're one of my best friends, so I know this about you. So I texted him, I said, "No shit, did you actually find one, or are you just taking a shot in the dark?" And Devin goes, "Total shot in the dark." And I just simply replied with, "Dude, ain't happening." And I know that had to have been a moment where it wasn't like I busted your bubble and then you were sad. It was like that pop of like reality. Wait, what? Because then you go, and I said, yeah, your best bet is to find that shit online if you're lucky enough to catch a drop day, which again, like I was saying earlier, I was following all these accounts on Twitter because they would post like, "Oh, hey, there's a stock drop happening like this time, this day." Cool.
you want to know what's bad? That was not disappointment and reality. That was a word.
No, I figured that. You're just
you doubt my power.
I love you were just like, how wild is it that it's been this long and they're still hard to find? And I said, put it to you this way. I had to track down a dude on Twitter and stay refreshing the links until it went through, because that's kind of how it was. And I said, then I barely got mine. And the only reason that I did is because I have my credit card information stored on the Target website, and the closest store is in Beaumont. So I kept refreshing it. And lo and behold, I got one on the Target app, and it was like, okay, there's one here, and here. So I was like, okay, closest one, Beaumont, Texas. Cool. I fucking went and I bought it, and I didn't give a shit at that point. I went and bought it. It was like $500, and then I spent like an extra on it, like another controller and a video game, and then I put it in the basket, and then I went and picked that shit up after work. I drove there after work on a fucking Tuesday. If that tells you anything. Like, you know what time I'd be getting off sometimes.
Yeah.
I drove to Beaumont, fucking Texas on a Tuesday during rush hour traffic to get to this motherfucker. Dude, I've been looking for this bitch, okay? So this man just goes, I would do the Beaumont if they had one. And I said, yep. And then I just happened to be on Twitter, and I just went and checked a couple of those, accounts that I follow. And I was like, all I did was I copied and I pasted the tweet, and it said, PS5 and Xbox Series X today, Walmart, 45 minutes. Walmart plus paid membership required. And it even had the time and everything. PS5 disc, PS5 digital, X Series X. This man, without missing a fucking beat, I said, don't flip out if you see the price being doubled, because that is the resale value from third party. And without missing a beat, like a second later, bro, I got one. And I looked at the clock and said, there's no fucking way. It's still 15 minutes to drop time.
Well, what I thought you were saying with the price was, oh, don't worry about that. It says that, but they're not going to charge that.
No, I didn't say that at all. And I was just like,
I stopped my delivery truck in somebody's driveway and was just like, yeet, I'm getting a PlayStation, buddy. Let me get this link right here. Let's go.
What made me laugh the most, though, like, I'm going back and forth between my thoughts and what I'm texting you. I was like, dude, no, you just paid double. I said, if you saw $889, that ain't the right price, because the real drop does go live at 11 o'clock our time. It's going to be like $4.99 regularly. You probably bought the third-party sale price.
Yeah, I bought it from Walmart.
Bro, no, what made me laugh, though, is this motherfucker said, what? And I said, no, you paid double just now. If you saw this, blah, blah, you just go, I click link. That's literally what you fucking put. I click link. And the first thing I thought of, and then you said it, like you were typing this as I fucking said, I was like, this man done fucking studied MIT shit. And he fucking just got so excited. He clicked the link and said he's seen that shit. And he was like, I synced it and fucking bought it. And then a bunch of cry face emojis from you. And you're like, man, fuck. Oh, well, I guess.
I know. It's too late now. Now, did I tell you the aftermath of this?
No, but what I was laughing at was that I said it to you. I said, I know you just got excited and clicked before you read anything I was trying to tell you, right? And you're like, that's precisely what happened. And then I sent that gif of Jonah Hill going, Jesus help me, when he puts his fucking face palm down. And I was like, I love you, man. This is going to be a really good podcast story. And then you know that meme where the dude's like rage crying with the fucking smiley face? Like, you sent me that fucking meme and it says, still got that PlayStation though. I fucking died when you sent me that shit, dude. What happened after the fact?
Oh, well, naturally my card got frozen.
Because you spent almost $1,000 dude. Or did you spend about that much? What did you spend?
Yeah, it was about $1,000 plus the game, so yeah.
Shit. Oh, you bought 2K22 with it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So, motherfucking, here's the thing. Anytime I spend more than, like, I would say 150, my bank will do a fraud protection thing.
Right.
Well, so naturally I get the call, and I was busy. I was at work. I was, multitasking. So I grab my phone and I'm listening to it. This is a file, the blah, 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 blah. Your case number is blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't have a pen or nothing. Oh, shit, fuck. So the call ends, and I'm like,
oh, fuck.
So I'm like, I don't know the fucking case number. How do I prove that this is a real thing? I call my bank and I explain the situation, and they're like, we actually don't have this. It's actually from an actual service that we provide, but it's not us. And I literally said it just like this. So do you have like a number or whatever? And they were like, yes, sir, we can give you this number. And I was like, hold on. I don't have a pen or paper or nothing. Let me get my notes on my phone real quick. So she gives me the number. I call them, and it went to voicemail or tell them, I don't know. It was a robot, I think. Yeah, it was a robot. And it would not understand what I was saying.
That shit is the worst, especially when you're kind of half panicked, half pissed.
Yeah. So I'm like, fuck. I'm not kidding. I had been on my delivery route for about 10 minutes, and I was already taking my 30-minute break trying to figure this shit out. So I finally get a hold of somebody, and they were talking me through it, and I was like, I said, yeah, this is a situation, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, well, I'm sorry, sir. We have to talk to the person who owns the card itself, blah, blah. I was like, that's me. And I said it just like that.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, I was like, yeah, I was just busy and I didn't have a pen and paper, so I couldn't write down my case number. Like, I just don't know what the case number is. Had to give him my social security, all this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Which already sketches me out. I hate doing that, whether it's bank related or not. I don't like it.
That is literally like the finite, who is this guy?
Yeah, but it freaks me out. I hate doing it.
It's such a part of life. That's welcome to adulthood, man.
Dude, but it just sketches me out. I'm very skittish with my social security number.
Oh, I already know.
So anyway, so we go through it and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, so y'all froze my card and everything. If it takes a while to get my card back, I already bought my lunch and everything. Is my PlayStation still coming in? And she goes, let me see. What is it that you had gotten? I was like, PlayStation 5 and a video game. She goes, okay. It says pending. I was like, am I still getting my stuff? That's all I want to know. Like, did it go through? And she goes, oh, it should. I was like, yes or no? And I said that. Like, I'm just like, yes or no? I really just want my PlayStation at this point.
You're going to be so pissed off when I tell you my credit card story.
Oh, God.
Who do you bank through?
Credit union.
Okay. So mine was on my Discover card. When that transaction went through, I sat there and I was like, oh my God, I fucking got it. Then I get a fucking text message from Discover. Your purchase was declined. And the first thought that I had was some motherfucker's going to have my PlayStation in his basket.
Oh, no.
You already know where I'm going with this, okay? So apparently Discover also does this thing where they shoot you a text message with a live person.
Mm-hmm.
Did you make this purchase? Because like your phone number is like tied to this shit or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, did you make this purchase? Yes or no? Well, I just typed yes back and sent it. Oh, it went through. Thanks for giving me the fucking heart attack. How simple that shit was compared to what you had to fucking do.
Yeah.
Bruh. I feel bad. Bruh, first of all, you spent that much. Second of all, you had to go through like 2 or 3 people on the phone that weren't going to just say, oh, don't worry, it says pending, and they had to put a lock on your account because anytime it's pending, that happens because it's a high dollar amount. Or they could have been like, we didn't think it was you. We thought it might have been a fraudulent charge, but now that you've confirmed that it's you, we'll go ahead and unfreeze it and put the purchase through.
You know what fascinates me about the concept is this is a bank. They know my zip code. Mm-hmm. They know my full address. Mm-hmm. They never thought to look at it and go, well, hold on. Somebody stole his card and bought stuff with his card. without his permission, but is sending it to his own house. Fascinating.
I know, right?
I don't understand. I don't know if they don't have access to all of that. They surely they don't, because otherwise you would think they would.
It's probably where the purchase location would be.
Yeah, because there's no way they're that dumb.
Yeah, because I know for me, sometimes they'll be like, hey, okay, we know your fat ass be going to McDonald's sometimes.
Yeah.
We know that you go to the grocery store to get the healthy shit sometimes. We know that sometimes you take a trip to Houston, Texas, or New Orleans. However, motherfucker, what are you doing, like literally at a halfway point, aka our home fucking town? What are you doing spending over $500 on something? And I'm like, motherfucker, I spend more than that on rent. Why the fuck are you goddamn asking me about spending $500 on a PlayStation 5?
Yeah, like I can understand $1,000 and then some change, from Walmart of all places. I get that, but it's being shipped. Like I can understand if it was even the sulfur Walmart, like in person, because then it's like there's no delivery. So it could have been anybody that just took my card.
The good news is both of us got our PlayStation 5s, everybody.
We did!
And we're sorry if you didn't get one yet. I'm not going to be that asshole that's like, imagine not having a PlayStation 5. Imagine not having an Xbox Series X.
Imagine still playing the Xbox 360.
Imagine still playing the PlayStation 2.
On God,
I still have mine.
My family would... They're still...
They just now beginning it?
Oh, yeah, man. They still have that mentality where they'd be like, so why did you get the 5? Because I wanted the game on it. No lie. My dad was like, oh, what is that? I was like, oh, it's a PlayStation. What do you do with that? And I was like, what? He goes, what does it do? I was like, you play games, you watch movies, you stream stuff? What do you mean, what do I do with it? He had no idea, because he's like really country, so I guess he just has no concept of gaming systems. I don't know.
Hi, yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't. It was one of those things where I'm like, I don't even know how to answer this. That is my equivalent of, hey mom, where do babies come from?
That's where they come from.
Yeah, like, I didn't even know how to respond. And at the time, it was Wednesday night. So all my buddies are around, and I could just feel them all just looking like, what did he just ask?
Right?
Like, they were all like, bro, I don't know how to assess the situation.
Your fucking dad just sitting there. Son, what that do?
Yeah.
And I know you were sitting there going, tonight on Unsolved Mysteries. Find out what the fuck my dad was smoking when he asked a question about a video game console.
I was genuinely confused.
I don't blame you. I would have been confused too, because I mean, that shit's kind of everywhere. Hasn't he watched you play on a PlayStation? Not a 5, but a different number.
Yeah, like he has, but I guess he didn't. I think he's one of those people where, oh yeah, that's the Nintendo.
Everything. He's like the fucking southern version of Coca-Cola. Like Coke is every fucking soda.
Yeah, basically, I think that's what it is in his mind.
Did you get that new Nintendo?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, like
Sony Nintendo.
I'm not even making fun of the guy. I think he genuinely is like, oh yeah, that's the 64, right? No, that's that. Yeah, it is. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's the Sony 64, Dad.
Like, I don't know. Poor guy. I feel bad.
I know, it's pretty funny, though. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk about the video games that we are playing on a PlayStation 5. But before we do that, we're actually going to play some music for you guys. It's been a while since we've done that too. So, going all the way back to old boy talking about what happened to the spirit of the show. Bro, you just didn't hang around long enough to find out. It's still here.
We got you, cuh.
That's right. So we've got a returning artist called The Last Years. The last time that you've heard a song of theirs on this podcast was called Washed in Blue, which is amazing. However, they're back with a new album called The After. And the lead single from this album is called Floods. So we're going to play that for you. And then we'll come back and talk some more video games. Spring has sprung, and the global leaders in below-the-waist grooming have the best tools for cleaning aisle 5 in your pants. Time to clear out your winter bush and join the other 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com and getting 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER. Manscaped has the full package you need for spring cleaning this year. The Performance Package 4.0 is the only tool that you need to keep your boys looking and smelling like the fresh tulips your partner wants.
Mine's more of a daisy.
Tulips, daisies, as long as it's not thorny like a rose, my dude. To start off your spring cleaning, use the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer to get the most precise shave on your hedges. Did we mention it's waterproof as well? There's no need to worry about watering your grass with this tool. It's equipped with an LED light so that you know it'll be a major asset to the new shower routine.
You could shave in the dark?
Yeah, dude, think of it as like a spotlight, like when your favorite wrestler comes down to the ring.
That works for me, brother.
Clear your holes and smell the spring air with the Weed Whacker. This nose and ear hair trimmer provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate spots. After clearing your nose, make sure to get rid of that foul ball smell with the Crop Preserver and the Crop Reviver.
My sack is smelling raw.
Well, we can help with that. The Crop Preserver is an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer.
No more chafing?
No more chafing, dude. The Crop Reviver is a spray-on toner for your balls. Keep your boys from sticking to your leg and leave them smelling like fresh flowers. You know, like the ones we were talking about earlier, like a daisy or a tulip or a really thorny rose, which I don't think you'd really want that.
Well, that's what my pubes feel like.
Oh, well, dude, you can finish off the grooming routine with the Plow 2.0. It's the perfect razor for the finest shave. Also, don't use the Lawnmower 4.0 on your balls and your face. If you're doing that, you're doing it wrong. Oh, yeah, you might want to get a new one and start doing it differently, buddy.
I thought it was an all-in-one.
No, that's the shampoo and conditioner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, different ad. The start of spring is also marking the start of Testicular Cancer Awareness Month in April. Manscaped is partnering with the Testicular Cancer Society to bring awareness to testicular cancer, men's health, and early cancer detection. Manscaped is committed to raising awareness for the most common form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35 and giving support for fighters, survivors, and families impacted by testicular cancer as part of their We Save Balls initiative. Get 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with our code SUPER at manscaped.com. Smell oh so fresh and so clean this spring. And check yourself before you wreck yourself. It's time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life with Manscaped.
Hi, I'm Tina Jaramillo.
And I'm Hillary Doherty.
And we host the Muck Podcast, where we discuss the dark and sometimes weird true stories in American politics.
Hey, Tina, did you know that Elvis crashed the Nixon White House for the sole purpose of getting a DEA badge? And it worked?
What? Or how a gun control advocate senator out of California engaged in gun trafficking with notorious gang leader Shrimp Boy.
Shrimp Boy, I remember him. Okay, so, we cover all of that and more from maladies, madness, mischief, and murder in U.S. politics.
And we also host a bi-weekly interview segment called Lil Muck.
We interview politicians, journalists, activists, and others who share their experiences in politics.
Find the Muck Podcast wherever you listen to podcasts and check us out on social media at the Muck Podcast.
All right, dude, are you ready to fucking rumble?
Yes, sir.
Please enlighten me on WWE 2K22 because I waited to save this piece of feedback because, funny enough, there was some feedback earlier about the video game stuff whenever, we put the question out on Twitter. Our boy Russ from the Infectious Groove podcast, he goes, I've been playing a game I like to call, quote, at least it's not as bad as WWE 2K20, end quote. I'm not sure if that's the legal title or not. That's what he said. I fucking died. And then I just came back with, so WWE 2 It's Okay 22. That got a little laugh, but I've been hearing more positive than negative about this one, honestly.
Yeah.
So, how is it, man?
Dude, it's not bad. It's not perfect. A couple of things that I've noticed is if you're on universe mode and if you like simulate a match and then you go to click OK, if you click OK before the actual OK icon is in the camera, the game crashes. And I'm just like, I guess I gotta be patient. Okay.
That's the Vince McMahon feature.
I guess so.
You'll wait for me, damn it.
The other thing that I've noticed is, now this is just a one-time thing, because I haven't been, dude, I've been so busy. I haven't been able to play like I want to, but whenever I got like the money in the bank, I didn't get to click when my cash-in is. It just made that match a main event.
Oh no.
Just out of nowhere. And what's funny is both wrestlers, both Roman with the title and my custom character with the money in the bank, they had already both had a match already that night. And then just like, it was like my match with my custom character, a tag match, another match, Roman's match, another match with just some randoms, and then the cash-in match. And I was just like, first of all, you let Roman have his match and then let him breathe? Go after him now!
Right.
Second of all, I did not consent to this. Why are we doing a cash-in right now? I wanted to do it at WrestleMania so that it would pad my stats and say, oh, you got just one more victory on your WrestleMania streak, you know? So it probably would have gone from 1-0 to 2-0, even though it was only one WrestleMania. So that was fucking wild. But as far as like, dude, there are a few things with custom characters though. Like, I feel like there were more customization options for physiques in the last game. Like, you could do a little bit more. This game has a lot more template bodies.
So not as much fine tuning then.
Right. So it's a weird feature, but it's good, but it's also just a strange idea.
I wonder if that's more along their plans. Remember, because they did talk about kind of simplifying this one comparatively to the other ones. I wonder if that was one of the things they were trying to dial back, where they didn't give you like option overload, because I know I'm kind of that way.
I'm not. I love it.
No, I mean, I don't mean like, let me rephrase that. I'm that way if I'm presented, like if we're watching something and I don't know what I want to watch, and I'm presented with a whole bunch of shit that I know I want to watch, I have a hard time picking and choosing. But I wonder if maybe that same thing kind of applies. But, you know, for me, whenever I was doing custom shit, even as far back as like the 64, I was always pissed because there weren't enough options.
Yeah. See, in the last game that I played was 2K18. So we've gotten a little bit of a gap in between.
Bro, you know what the last game I played from WWE was? WWE 12.
Oh, God. You're taking me way back.
Like when Randy was the cover guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last one I played. Because I was a SmackDown versus Raw guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that game. For some reason, I don't know why, but on WWE 12's universe, for some reason, every WrestleMania main event was always Tyson Kidd versus The Rock for the Championship of Champions or something like that. It was like that one, like, just game exclusive title that never actually existed. It was like Champions of Champions or something.
Dude, God, what the fuck were they thinking?
Well, no, it looked cool, especially to a little kid, but
it was just funny though.
Yeah, like, I don't know why they insisted every year. I'm not kidding. For 10 WrestleManias in a row, The Rock versus Tyson Kidd. I was like, okay, I guess that's a big box office draw.
Right.
But no, dude, speaking of that game, I remember when that game came out, and like, if you had a custom character and he won like a championship, the title would like levitate around the body. It wasn't actually fitted to their waist.
Yeah, that shit was always hilarious too, because then they would take it off and it was just like it morphs through their body and shit, and it just becomes a flat belt, and it doesn't like, there's no physics to it. It's just
texture.
It's just like a wooden belt with gold, and they just kind of like flail their arm up in the air, and The movement. And, I'm shitting on it, but I know for a fact back in the day we saw that we were like, man, there's some great graphics.
I know, because then whenever 13 came out with Mike Tyson, I was like, yeah, that's the shit, cuh.
That's when our boy CM Punk was the cover man, right?
I still have that T-shirt.
I'm so jealous. That's a cool looking cover too.
It was. But no, on 12, I also remember, like, if your character had, like, long hair, and as they're walking, it's like the top of their head is, like, matted down. It's stiff as a board. But then, like, the actual, like, back length of it would float in the wind like it's a fucking cape in a comic book. Like, it looked like the top half of it was pomade. But then the last, like, 4 to 5 inches was just flapping in the wind.
That's what she said.
There was just, I don't even understand. You know what, though? I will say this. 22, they still have not gotten the hair physics right.
Dude.
That's one thing. Like it flaps in the wind, but I think what I'm getting at is after a 15-minute match, I would like my hair to be a little razzled.
Like some sweat physics and shit?
Yeah. Same with face paint. I don't know why they don't do that.
Yeah, you're right. Like have it wear off during the match and
I would
stuff?
love that.
Right.
I'm a stickler for detail like that, though.
Yeah, I am too. Yeah, I totally understand that, dude. God damn. I mean, it looks fun, but I think the thing that has turned me away from these games is the control work seems really complicated. And I only say that because you got to understand, for me, some of the best wrestling games were the LJN Royal Rumble WWF Raw for the Super Nintendo, the older Steel Cage Challenge Super Nintendo, the WrestleMania one for Nintendo. I liked the WrestleMania, the arcade game, because that was more like a beat 'em up kind of thing, like Mortal Kombat or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But getting into the Nintendo 64 era, like WCW NWO Revenge and then No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000, I think those 3 games right there is like a holy grail of wrestling video games for people. And then I really enjoyed WrestleMania 19, and I want to say Day of Reckoning.
That one was really good.
Yeah, those were the GameCube. And at the time, I was like, these are the best ones. Like, bar fucking none.
I disagree. The best one was Here Comes the Pain.
See, I never played that one.
Oh, it's so fucking good. Or at least what I remember it being. I don't remember completely, but from what I recall as a kid.
Yeah, dude, and see, I loved those. And then when the SmackDown versus Raw series was around, I think I picked up 08, 09, 10, and 11. And then when they switched to WWE 12, and then they went to 13, then I want to say that's when the 2K series started. Was it 14?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so...
Yeah, it was The Rock and Daniel Bryan cover. It was like reversible.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like the control schemes were so easy, or they were easier to catch on to, and it just felt like it got more complicated. That's kind of why I stepped away from it.
For this one, I thought it was more complicated, but as I'm kind of tinkering with it, because a lot of it is muscle memory.
Right.
You know, like I tried to wrestle it a certain way, and they changed the controls completely.
Right.
If you are somebody like you who hasn't played in, God, a decade, you don't have the muscle memory, so you might actually pick it up and beat my fucking ass. But the movements are a lot smoother. I'll say that. Graphics are fantastic, like great production value. They did away with the promos in universe mode.
No, really?
Which is good because in 18 and 17, I believe, they had a lot of typos in their promos. Like I'm talking like inexcusable, like misspelled words.
Oh my God.
They use the wrong "your" a lot. Just like elementary level, just typos everywhere.
What is this, the Neil Breen of video games, dude?
It was bad. So a lot of times in universe mode, they would have a promo be the main event. Like the main event to a pay-per-view. I'm not shitting you. For years, my guy on universe mode in 2K18, his promo would be the main event for WrestleMania.
Literally?
Yes. And then if it was like a promo against somebody, it was like, I won. So my streak went up. And I'm like, that's not a win. I didn't pin anyone.
I beat your ass with my words.
And it would, for some reason, it was always Ric Flair. I always had a promo battle with Ric Flair and beat him, but I never had a match with the guy. Universe mode never circled back to that storyline. It was just a constant, I'm gonna fight you. Woo! I'm gonna fight you. Woo! And
fuck that,
luckily,
dude.
22 doesn't do that.
Right.
But as far as the controls go, there was some stuff that I'm like, okay, this is a lot better. Like the actual what do you call it? The actual submission mini game for it, I like a lot better in this one. They changed that up. I don't know, like they got a lot right here. It's still not perfect, but you know what it is? This is comfort gaming. It's a game where if I want to write something, like I do like little side projects for books and stuff. If I've got writer's block and I want to just think and ponder, but I need something to do with my hands, this is a great game. You know, just shut your brain off if you want, or use it as background work to think of something.
I love games like that too.
Yeah. I think that's why I have a soft spot for that. Any kind of melee game or another form of 2K with basketball, you know, the NBA games, I love playing those. Dude, you know what though? So for 18, I don't know what it was with my PlayStation 4. I couldn't get to the internet. So I didn't have access to community creations. Motherfucker, you got some wizards on there. You know what I fucking downloaded? As a playable character with an entrance and everything. Darius Rucker.
God damn it. I remember you telling me about that shit earlier today and I fell the fuck out because you sent me just a screenshot of him in the fucking ring with his guitar.
Yeah, he was playing. It was the Elias entrance.
And I was sitting there like, dude, if you got to name his finisher the wagon wheel.
That is one thing that they did away with years ago, is create a finisher. I loved that feature.
I did too. I put some dumbass shit on there.
That's what I did. It was fucking hilarious.
The best part about that was making people, you would laugh your fucking asses off at this shit. I used to make my guy have some really, like, legitimately kick-ass moves that could be done in the ring, but I would give him the most ridiculous, could never physically be done finisher in the entire world.
Dude, it was so much fun.
I know.
I miss that shit.
Right. So I've been playing Ghostwire Tokyo. Now, I'd been waiting on this game for, 2 years to come out. And just coming from the concept trailer that they had put out years ago, like a couple of years ago, I was sold just on that. And then coming out with the gameplay trailer about, I think it was like 4 or 5 months ago. Like, I think that's when they had a release date close to. This game is a lot of fun. Now, I know it gets a lot of flack for being kind of simple as far as the combat goes, but I mean, that goes back to what we were just talking about. I was sitting there a little, I'm not going to lie, dude, I was a little intimidated at first because I didn't know what the gameplay was like. I went completely, blind into it. I didn't want to read reviews. I didn't want to do shit. I mean, I picked it right up. And what I like about it is that it has that supernatural element to it. I like video games that have an open world setting, but the way that this open world setting is it gives you a linear way to go with it, because there's like this fog that overtakes the city, and the main character, his sister, gets taken by this group of people, but his body gets inhabited by a spirit who is like, okay, if I leave you, you're gonna die because all this shit will kill you. I'm the only thing keeping you alive right now. but he's got like this vengeance against the main antagonist of the game. And it's very mystical. It's not like a kung fu kind of game. Like it's really like spectral shit. Like you're casting, I wouldn't really call them spells or whatever, but you're definitely like casting powers out and shit like that. And the way it's done is really neat. You use you can use like the touchpad, like the little sensor touchpad to like put protective spells on doors or like unlock, or what do they call cleansing. Because you have to go cleanse these temples to dispel like this entire fog that's over the area. That way you can, traverse the city. One part about it that I think is really cool is you get to pet the dogs in the game and you can feed them and shit.
I love that.
Right. And what made me kind of mad though is that I came across a cat that was just sitting in the alley, because basically what they tell you is the animals that are there, they're kind of left behind because you can read their thoughts and shit with, once you gain the power to use like the spectral vision or whatever, you can read their minds. And it made me sad because one of them was just like, I can't remember the owner's name that it said, but they were just like, oh yeah, my owner's coming back for me any minute now. And I was just like, God damn it, it's not, but here, have some food. Damn it. And
so depressing.
But here's the funny part. There's some humor in this game that, you got to have, like for a game that seems this heavy, you got to have some humor in there. There are these cats that are just floating and they own the convenience stores that you go into and you barter with the cats. It's the funniest goddamn shit too, because they're just looking at you like, want some fucking cigarettes? Like they don't say it like that, but like at one point, the dude that's inhabiting your guy is just like, I really need some nicotine. And then they go in the store and he's just like, why do you need nicotine? You're a spirit. And he's just like, I mentally crave it. And I'm sitting there like, man, you're going to give this man's body some fucking cigarette stick cancer. But the cat stuff is so hilarious. Like they're not just in the stores, but they're little like street vendor stuff too. I mean, I know I'm kind of going all over the place with it, but I'm not even probably total gameplay hours. I'm probably not even like 6 or 7 hours into the full gameplay of it, but I'm loving it so far. I'm trying not to spoil a whole bunch because the story is what drives this game. A lot of people that I've looked at reviews now that I've played it, a lot of people are saying the gameplay aspect is a little weak. It gets like repetitive, and I don't mind shit like that because I'm just there for the story. And that kind of goes back to the whole just pick it up and play. Is it easy? Is it hard? I think there's like 5 difficulty settings on this one. I mean, I'm playing it on easy just because I want to experience the story. If I get good at it later, I'll probably go back and try it on a more difficult level. But right now, the narrative is really cool. There's some side missions you can do. Like I just actually cleared a bathhouse as a side mission, and that felt a little more challenging than the main storyline has so far, but it was fun. They do a lot of mind trick shit where you think you're having a seizure or whatever in the game, but really these like specters and these ghosts are kind of changing reality around you. Like he was going through this hospital trying to get to his sister at the beginning of the game, and you'd go down a hallway and the whole thing would digitize and the room would be sideways. And that's when you like get taught to crouch. You're like, oh, press circle to crouch, and you can crawl under a desk and through a little cubby. That's how they start. Whenever you start a game, they teach you like all the controls and shit. That's how they started doing it. I was like, oh, this is fucking cool. But yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo is a lot of fun. I mean, don't get turned away by people like in reviews. I try to do that. Even with movies, like I try not to read reviews and be like, oh yeah, well, this is going to suck. And then I don't go watch it or whatever. Like, especially like with video games and movies and shit, people put work into this stuff. And I mean, they at least deserve to be checked out.
Right. I'm the same way.
But I do have to say, like, playing this so far, this could easily be a TV series.
Ooh.
And be a pretty good one. If I had to compare it to anything, that it reminds me of, it's kind of like Japanese Constantine a little bit. Not like full blown what Hellblazer did, but just the whole supernatural kind of aspect to it.
Yeah, okay.
But as far as the PS5 goes, that and Cyberpunk were like the 2 biggest things I was waiting for to get a PS5.
And now that it is on the next gen console, well, technically current, and with all of the patches done up and everything, I might check out Cyberpunk.
You need to. It's a great game.
Okay, so Because that's the thing. I didn't want it on the PlayStation 4. I heard so many negative reviews.
See, I bought it because I wanted to play it, but the cool thing is I have a physical copy, so they gave me the digital upgrade for it.
Yeah.
So I have that. It's absolutely worth it. It's a lot of fun. So definitely grab it, man.
Okay.
And everybody out there, if you haven't played Cyberpunk 2077, now's the time. It's way past time. Just go grab it. Go grab Ghostwire Tokyo. Go grab WWE 2K22, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and absolutely go give our buddies over at the Last Years yo money. We'll put some Bandcamp links in the show notes below. Remember, always support indie music as well as the major stuff, because art is absolutely something that has saved my life on plenty of occasions, and I really feel that's important to give back to people that, even, you know, as small as some artists may be, it's always important to give back. Visit supermediabrospodcast.com for past, present, and future episodes. Check out all the other podcasts on the OddPods Media Network by visiting oddpodsmedia.com. Buy the goddamn merch. Look, we've sold a tank top. We've sold a koozie. We've sold a couple of t-shirts. Look, we know there are more of you out there that want to wear us on your body, so just go fucking do it. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on social media. We're on that Facebook, and we on that Twitter at supermediabros_. And as always, Super Media Bros Podcast on Instagram. Come look at our stupid pictures, please. My God, they need to be looked at so hard. Finally, you can help us out by leaving ratings and reviews on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, GoodPods, or if you want to just, you know, have your feedback read aloud or listened to, come leave us a review or a voicemail at our website. It's super easy. I say we get the hell out of here, sir.
All right.
Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This was a lot of fun talking about video games. This has been episode 218, Ghostwired in the Forgotten Land of Sports Entertainment. That was a mouthful. Until next time, I've been Richie.
I'm Devin.
Shades on!
We're off.